Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Two of Pentacles, change, usually harmonious change, right? Things that are not good are getting better. That you are you're acting in positive ways. You're doing the right things. You're moving the right things around in your life. You're making the necessary changes, the right and appropriate changes. Okay? Spirit wants you to know that you're doing all the right stuff because you're working to improve your life. You're trying to change for the better, right? And even if it's slow, step by step, it doesn't have to be great big leaps and bounds, of success. Slow and steady wins the race, right? We're doing things in the proper way. And this is going to create lasting success for you. Okay. I think you're ready for the big astronomical, monumental changes in your life. And maybe those will come through those daily sort of efforts, right? We're sort of, how do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time. Yeah. Let's put this card into some context. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know this week. Now we've got a Four of Swords. Don't change the plan, right? Avoid any entanglements. Stay the course. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Yeah. Don't change course. Don't listen to the nonsense. Don't listen to the naysayers. Okay. Stick to your plan right now. Let's select an angel number for you. Your angel number is 1122. A great shift. Ah, okay. Personal growth, spiritual development, and manifesting goals. Oneness, connection, and completion first. Focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then, expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. Ah, maybe that is the Four of Swords interpretation. That you've been staying the course on your personal growth. Your positive changes. Kind of saying, don't stop doing that. Right? Spirit saying, stick to the plan. But at the same time, can we expand our horizons? Right? So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favor of your attentions. I think this is beautiful energy. Let's keep going here. The Seven of Cups, the swamp, the toxic situation out of which you are rising. Okay? I think that is a very good sign too. Yeah. We have some Taurus energy, a Prince of Pentacles in the background. We've got a Hanged Man up top. Oh, that is a very fiery doorway. The Eon card. Judgment, rebirth, reawakening, baptism by fire. This is the spiritual alarm clock. This is saying urgent, urgent, urgent. Major karma at work here. Okay? The things that have all of the slow, steady work that you've done in your past that have led you to this moment, right? These two cards together, taking slow and steady, one foot in front of the other, right? Plodding along with great commitment and perseverance. It's time now, I think the angel number's right, time to expand your horizons. It's time to go through this fiery doorway and level up your life. You've earned it. You've earned it, and this doorway is coming. This is appearing in your future, okay? Also, if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments. All right. Let's go Path of the Serpent here. Let's put these cards out before we get into more detail. We've got a Prince of Swords now. Now we have very fixed energy. Fixed earth, fixed air. This is some fixed air too. So I believe that Spirit's saying, let's not be too rigid. We're going to keep to the plan. We're going to always be focused on our success, on our improvement, on what we can do to continue to better our lives, whether this is physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, all of the above. Right? If this is just something at school or at work or at the library or a particular situation, it has its correlation in your spiritual reality as well as in your earthly reality. Okay? Stick to the plan. Stay focused on, stay fixed in your objective. At the same time, we're widening our horizons, expanding our vision. Okay? So, next card here is 9 of Swords. The Star card. And the Sun card, beautiful. That is clarity. That is the vision. That's getting a whole complete picture. This is a card, the Sun card, it says that you are on a mission, that you know who you are. You have a tremendously strong sense of self. You're following your path, your orbit, your true will. So you're very fixed in your course, but you can see very clear, expanding your vision. Okay, I think that's very perfect. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with our very own Kelly Kapoor. We're not going to look at that card until the end. It's going to tie everything together. All right. If you have a prediction for that card, put something down in the comments. All right. We can do it together. We can practice our intuition. Okay, let's look around the room here. We've got some major arcana to deal with. Hanged Man and, of course, our Eon, Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening. We've got the Star and the Sun. I love that. I'm so excited. I feel like this is something that's kind of, it is urgent, right? Spirit's saying, look, this is a fiery doorway appearing. You have the opportunity to turn the page in your life, to turn over a new leaf, to walk through this fiery doorway, to get into a new universe, to ascend into a new dimension of reality, to start a new chapter in your life, start a whole new book, even, right? But to do that, we have to recognize our baptism by water. See, baptism by fire and water. I think you've been baptized by the water already. I think you've suffered enough. Spirit's saying that you're looking up at this sort of hanged man reality and just kind of wondering, like, when is it going to end? Yeah, it can end right now. We see the universe bringing you closer to your star. The sun, that is you, right? When we're here in the Star card, it sort of feels as if our true self is very far away. Our success, very far away. Our spiritual goals, very far away. Can't focus on those now. I'm trying to get out of the swamp, right? Spirit, the universe, the world is bringing you closer to your star. Okay? Closer to your spiritual goals. I like that. I like that a lot. I think there is an end to, I think whatever you're looking at as being part of your karma, the slow, steady progress that you've been making to get yourself out of the swamp, or whatever this toxic situation or this feeling that you have inside of you. I think Spirit's saying that's done. We have to then let all of that go and go through this doorway. This is the Axis Mundi. This is your pole star. This is the card in the very center of the tarot table today. This is the fixed point. Everything else is swirling around this card. It's all about the next step for you. It's all about the doorway to the future, the transcendence. It's all about the new timeline, the new page or chapter or book, depends on you, right? It's a decision to go forward through this. Okay? And maybe you can continue this step-by-step kind of plodding forward, very tenacious, very persevering, until we get close to this doorway. And then it's almost like if we choose to let all this heaviness go, this is a portal that just kind of sucks you through it, right? And I think that this is the very fast success. It's kind of like you get closer to something, and suddenly that magnetism kicks in, and it just carries you the rest of the way, okay? And I think that's what's going on here. It feels that you've been doing that slow and steady work for so long that you've gotten close enough now that you can just let the attraction or the gravity, it's like a tractor beam, pulling you in. But it's your choice if you're going to let go of suffering, if you're going to let go of whatever this Seven of Cups is underneath. The Nine of Swords too we got to deal with, right? I think someone's lied to you. I think that there is a situation in your environment with the Nine of Swords that's making you feel a certain way. It feels toxic. It feels unhealthy. And I dare say it feels kind of traumatic, okay? Spirit's saying that you have the power right now to really move on to a new chapter in your life, okay? And this is very good. This is a happy thing, okay? So we've got our majors. We don't have any real fire. You're being invited into the fire, okay? Because there's no fire now, but there can be if you choose it, right? We've got a little bit of water. That's it. The water that we have, it's enough to make us say, I don't want any of that, So it's hard for us to feel joy and feel love and feel a sense of yearning and longing and this feeling of possibility, right? Of wish fulfillment, It's hard for us to feel any of those good things when we're here. Seven of Cups, swamp, quicksand. We feel uneasy. We feel, maybe I say we feel queasy. We feel a little bit something going on. No, you feel sick. Call it what it is, right? There's a sick feeling here. And it's underneath the surface. And I think that the Hanged Man is saying we don't have to accept this as being the permanent state of our sort of psychic life, right? So we've got a little bit of water. We've got some air. And we've got a little bit of earth back here too. And the earth is saying that you've been making progress. You've been pushing through despite all of this heavy quicksand energy. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like you're pulling a whole wagon behind you and you're plodding through quicksand and mud and a swamp. And every step is just like, takes all of your energy, right? To the point where probably ready to just say, it's too much. There's no way of getting through this, right? Could you imagine if we had to do that? If that was our life, right? Being so weighed down with whatever we're carrying with us, that's one thing. But then having to carry that through a muddy, swampy, quicksand kind of terrain, it's impossible, right? No wonder there's no fire energy here. No wonder there's no other water here. It's not a happy time. It's not fun, doesn't feel good, but yet you're here. You're doing what you need to do because you're a fighter, because you persevere. Yeah. Spirit's saying that there is a great shift coming for you. And it is karma. Major karma's at work here. Great shift. Okay. Focus on the positive changes that are occurring due to your efforts, despite all this heaviness and swampy energy weighing you down. Despite whatever this anchor is. This is like a heaviness that's just, this is like it's like a big weight on top of you, right? Despite all of this, you're still making positive changes. And that's extraordinary, right? Expand your horizons. Permit yourself to try something new. And the world will change. No longer will it be a Nine of Swords in the environment. Okay? No longer will it be a Seven of Cups sick feeling inside of you. Okay. I don't know what this is. If this is a relationship, maybe. If this is just the feeling that, I mean, because we got to take these two cards together. In the Dove and Serpent spread, these two positions are intimately connected. Because this is the world within you, this is the world without. Internal, external. Right? This is your inner psychic life. This is your outer sort of, outer life of relationships and interactions with the world. So these two cards have to be taken together. And if we've got one inside of us, we've got the other one outside of us. I don't know which one came first, chicken or the egg, doesn't matter. Right? They both sort of evolved that way. So we can't say that, well, because my environment is hostile, that I now feel this crap, feeling. Well, we can't say it's the other way around either. That because I feel this way and I hold on to these feelings, well, that's creating this world out there that feels nasty and toxic too. So maybe we don't try to figure it out that way. Let's not ask which came first, the chicken or the egg. It is what it is. But we can make changes. We can get to light and clarity and love and peace and joy and this wonderful sun card. This is health, right? This is ease, this is joy, this is celebration. Okay. So I don't know if this is maybe just a general flavor of life. Life just doesn't taste sweet. It's like every bite of food we take, it just feels off. It smells off, it tastes off. It's going to make us sick. Right? And in your relationships, it feels that way. It could be one particular relationship because I feel that somebody has been deceiving you and you've figured it out. Something that you thought was one way, it wasn't that way. Okay? Maybe somebody that had a commitment to you found out they weren't so committed. Something was promised to you and you realized it was a bunch of hogwash, as they say. Bovine excrement. Yeah. Better to know than to not know. Yeah. Better to know. Better to realize it, and that way we could do something about it. But you've got your Prince of Pentacles behind you. Now, maybe there was a Taurus person in your life or an earth sign person in your life that you felt had your back. Painful realization, they didn't. They don't. You got to have your own back right now. Okay. But you've been steadily pushing forward despite any setbacks, despite the suffering, despite any of this. Despite this feeling up top, the Hanged Man feeling, it almost feels as if you're sort of in this life, you're in this, again, picture you're dragging something behind you through a swamp. Every step just takes an eternity, right? And it kind of feels like we deserve it. And it felt like this must be my karma, must be my fate. Well, whatever it is, and why ever it is, it's done. Spirit's telling you to let go of all that. Go through this doorway. This is a cleansing fire here. This is a cleansing fire. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to throw Taurus under the bus. I don't know if they're a Taurus person. They may not be even an earth sign person. But there is a perception that, or there's an impression I'm getting that the people or the person that was supposed to have your back didn't. Okay? That's something I think you have to let go of. That's an anchor weighing you down. Okay? That's something that's contributing to this sick feeling, the feeling of staying in this swamp, in this hostile territory, a hostile environment. You're being told by Spirit with these two, the 2 and the 4, right? That continue to take steps in the right direction, but let's expand the horizons. Let's expand our idea of what is possible for you. Okay, because we're sticking to the plan, right? We've got this Four of Swords, we've got this Prince of Swords, fixed air energy. There's a belief here. There's a plan, there's an objective. And one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, you're doing it. How much faster could we go if we let go of all the nonsense, all the bovine excrement? If we let spirit kind of tractor beam us into the future, right? And if we get sucked in by that tractor beam, it happens so fast that we sort of let go of a lot of stuff, right? And it was kind of like we're being sucked up by that tractor beam. We're looking back on the world and we're just thinking, well, I guess I didn't need that stuff. And it's true, you don't. You don't need that. That was weighing you down. I like that we have sort of the shift of energy here just in the cards that we have. We have the Hanged Man and the Prince of Pentacles and the Seven, right, of Cups, and of course the Nine of Swords. Right. And we could even say maybe the Four of Swords. Right. We got half the cards are sort of indicating one version of reality. Then we have the other set of cards, right? And maybe the two change. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 5 down here. We do that one. Half the cards are the old life. The other half of the cards are the new life, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it feels like there is this big shift. It feels like there is a lot of karma. It feels like your life is really changing from the old to the new. We are turning the page. And maybe that's the last page of the last chapter of that whole book. Yeah. And we're moving forward. This is a fiery doorway to the future. Let's do a divine doorway card. Yeah. I like these little cards. Because this is a portal to the future. Right? You're ready to make a big change in your life. Oh, here's our doorway. Begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now. Begin here. Yeah. Don't fear. Just begin. Right? And I think beginning, it's not that you haven't been traveling, but perhaps beginning to move in a way that is more light and more free, because you're realizing that it doesn't have to be the way it's been. You know what I mean? We're talking about sticking to the plan, but also realizing that we've been we've been in too narrow of a groove. That we've sort of accepted that these are the conditions of life, and it's just my fate. It's my karma that I've got to drag this heavy weight through the quicksand and the mud and the swamp. Right? But if we expand our vision, we can see, oh, hey, this swamp is just a narrow little channel. I'm walking in the middle of a swampy creek. Why don't I just take a step this way or this way onto dry land? And why don't I just let go of that heavy boulder I'm carrying? And then I can just I can jog into the future. Nice and easy, you know. The one thing about carrying all this weight with you and going through the mud, it's created a lot of strength. Think about it, right? You're dragging a boulder through a swamp for a long time. Can you imagine how light and how quickly you can move and feel when you let go of the boulder and you get onto dry land? Right? You're gonna feel weightless. Right? You ever do that? You ever well, I guess when you're lifting weights, you're doing curls, right, with a weight. Once you put that weight down, your arm just feels like it can move. It feels like it's light as air, right? Because you already have started to adapt to the heaviness of what you were pulling or lifting or pushing. And so when that weight is removed, you sort of got this lightness about you, you know? That's what I feel here emotionally for you. Emotionally. The path of the serpent here, we have some good energy. We've got a fixed air energy here. And this is double air energy, right? It's a Prince of Swords. You're not someone that kind of vacillates. You're not someone that sort of goes back and forth on things. It's kind of as if you have assessed the situation and said, okay, these are the circumstances. This is what I got to do. I'm going to do it. And that's good. That's wonderful energy. That's more than most people get. That's more than most people can do, you know. But what happens if we perceive our conditions and we commit to our path? What if there's a possibility that those conditions can change? Or what if we weren't looking at things from a sort of a wide enough perspective to see that there were other paths, that there was a different set of conditions? Maybe it would be a little more easy or a little more fun. Okay? So this is somebody that is very decisive and kind of looks at everything, says, okay, this is what I got, this is the way forward. And then there's that other part of you, I think now, Spirit's trying to be that other part of you, that's saying, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Look around a little bit more, because there's maybe a better route, right? But we like that. We like to show up on the scene and say, okay, I know how to get up the mountain. We're going to go this way. Boom, let's go. The sooner we get started, the sooner we'll get to the top. Let's go. But then there's those other people in the expedition that say, wait, isn't there an easier way? Maybe they seem weak and lazy, you know. Isn't there a better way, an easier way up the mountain? Isn't there a way that's a little more fun and less like physically, mentally, emotionally, you know, challenging? And our decisive energy says, nope, this is the only way up. This is the way we're going. But Spirit's saying, no, there's an easier way. Right? And we just widen our perspective and we can see that, oh, okay, Spirit is providing you with that vision, that extra vision, that clarity to see that this isn't the only way forward for you. This isn't something that you just have to keep enduring and persevering through and suffering through to get to your goals. Okay? I want to talk about the Star card in the position of what you don't want, or what the obstacle is, or the energy that's kind of, we don't really want to look at it, right? Because we keep looking at the summit of the mountain, and it looks like it's a star way out there. And you know, when you're walking somewhere or whatever, you're climbing a mountain, you want to get to the summit. And every time you look at it, it still seems like a little tiny, tiny thing way out in the distance. You think it's so far away. So you just want to look down at the ground and walk step after step after step. You keep looking at your goal. It doesn't look like it's getting any closer. You just want to keep your head. You don't want to look at it. I just want to keep my head down and do my work and suffer and endure. It's like when you're at a job that you hate. You're looking at the clock every second. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, only 12 more hours. You look at the clock again. Oh, it's still 8 o'clock. I got to keep going. Every time we look at the clock, it doesn't seem that it's changing. It doesn't seem like our goal is getting any closer. So we don't want to look at it. And I feel that's what happens here. We've got our head down. We're doing this suffering, grueling work. There's a different way. There's a better way. Your karmic debt, whatever it is, has been paid. So the Nine of Swords in the environment, there is a realization about a relationship or many relationships for you, that things were not what you wanted them to be. Things were not healthy. Things were not pleasant. Okay, it's painful. And I don't try to throw this word around lightly, but maybe traumatic. Okay, the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can put an end to whatever is causing that pain or trauma. Okay. Nine of Swords is despair. The Nine of Swords is sometimes that feeling as if there's no other options for me in life. This is the only thing that I can do. And we're losing sleep at night. And we're not eating right. And we're moving our bodies, but we're kind of punishing our bodies, right? We're burning the candle at both ends. We're not doing the self-care stuff. We're not doing mental, emotional, check-ins and self-care. And it feel these two, again, always these two together. It's making us feel worse. The worse we feel, the more sensitive we are to those energies coming in. Okay? Trauma in the external world creates something inside of us. It has an effect inside of us, right? Something happens to the body or the mind or the heart or whatever, and all the other systems are affected too. If we're in a bad car accident or something, then for a long time, we will refuse to go in a car, near a car. We don't like traffic. There's a podcaster person that I like, and for the longest time, he had a bad experience with a swimming pool when he was a kid, and he never wanted to go near the water. He never wanted to go into a pool or the ocean. He just had this fear of water, never wanted to go into it. He would get around someone's swimming pool or he'd get close to the ocean and he'd have a physical, visceral response. He'd get a sick, scared, kind of frightened feeling. He was in no danger at the time, but it's because he was way back when, right? So we realize that even though in the physical environment we may take away that stimulus, we have to still address what's going on inside of us. Okay? And I think when we've got this Two of Pentacles here in the middle of the reading here, right in the kind of the center of the path of the dove, I think there's an indication here that we have to be very open with how we're feeling emotionally and how it's affecting us physically. Okay? Even when we take ourselves out of the situation, see, I removed the stimulus. I removed that painful sword. You've taken the thorn out of your side or out of your paw or whatever, right? Taken the spear out of your side, but you still have to deal with the physical wound and, of course, the mental, emotional, the psychic side of things too. Okay? And then even if we take that away, we heal physically. There's still that psychic portion that just says, I must have deserved it in some way, and now there is this sick feeling or this fear or this heaviness, psychically. That maybe is we're scared, right? We're worried that it's going to happen again, and so we sort of jump at every little noise, So we've got to be aware of how this is happening within us, okay? But the first step is to make that change, turn that page, close the chapter, close the book, get out of this situation. Yeah. The star card, of course, is the card we need. We need to know what our North Star is. We need to know where we are meant to go. We need to have our goal in sight, and we need to allow Spirit to shine its light inside of us. The star card is a twofold card, twofold energy. The first part of that energy illuminates what's going on inside of us, shows us where our blockages are, where our buttons are, where our sore spots are, shows us where our wounds are, inside, psychic wounds. And then shows us what's going on outside of us that we need to pay attention to. Right? The light goes within, the light shines without. Shows us where we're hurting, where our buttons and all this karma is, and shows us what things in the external world we need to do to sort of deal with that, right? What we need to work on out there and what we need to work on in here. And of course, we've got both of those right here. Okay? So you take efforts to remove yourself from the situation, to pull the spear out of your own flesh, right? But then you also have to deal with the internal components, right? Paying attention to the body, the heart, and the mind, and the spirit. And here we have healing. Here we have full health, full consciousness, clarity, success, joy, right? This is a happy reading, okay? May not feel that way now, but this is the final outcome for you. Joy, health, healing, perspective, clarity, confidence, right? Feeling as if you are on your path and you can see this wide open vista, all the life that's in front of you now. You're not just looking at your feet because you don't want to focus on what's going on out there. You're just trying to keep your head down, do your work, right? Suffer through it. No, this is a resurrection. Okay. I want to look at the mystery card. Death card, water energy, 3, 6, 9 of cups. That's what I'm anticipating here. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see. Oh, it's the King of Swords. Same card here. Same card as here. You've got to change your belief in yourself. Okay. Just as much as we feel the conviction to stay the course here, let's have the conviction to stay the course, to stay a better course, right? It's okay for you to change your mind. It's okay for you to make a decision that is different than what you've already committed to. Sometimes these two cards we're sort of on the fence. We don't know which one to commit to. Commit to what is going to lead to your star. Lead to your awareness, your awakening of your own spiritual self-realization, spiritual awakening, to your joy and health and success. Sometimes this involves breaking a promise, breaking a commitment, saying, hey, I've changed my mind. And that's the choice. That's why our doorway of our Judgment Eon card is right in the middle. Everything else is swirling around this, right? This is everything else going on in your life and in your head and in your soul. But this is that doorway that is really, it's your destiny to go through this door. But if you have this feeling of you're already committed to this life here, this card is saying, sorry, I've changed my mind, everybody. I'm going through this portal. And, well, Libra, you have a right at any moment to change your mind about anything. In fact, we're supposed to change our minds. Our minds aren't supposed to be stagnant. We're supposed to be changing and growing. And maybe every time we get this 4, we should start looking for the 5. Where are you changing your mind? Maybe you're too fixed into, well, I've already committed to this. Maybe this is a work thing. I've already said yes to this. I've already married myself to this. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to realize that for your own health and well-being, for your own spiritual life and human life and health and wealth and joy and peace and love, it's okay for you to change your mind. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading. I'm not going to change my mind on that. There's a link in the corner. There's one down below if you want to check it out. New readings for Libra Wednesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.